Yay.
I had to come on my computer.
You're frozen like a statue.
I was like, oh no. You guys all disappeared. I'm like, oh crap. All right, still recording. So, okay. I don't have much more, so that's okay. The next thing would be, so creating highlights. So at the top of, I'm going to X out of this, so I'm hoping I can show you guys what I have. I'll just move this to the side. So highlights, you guys probably all know, they're at the top of the Instagram. So this is that girl Amber's. Hers are all blue, same type of thing, blue and black, and she has the name. These are Allison's underneath. She has black with pink, orange, like it's her brand. So pick your 5 things and have those be the highlights. It's kind of cool if you have, this has been on my to-do list for a while, is having like an about me. So if people come to your page, you can click the about me and just say, hey, I'm so-and-so, this is what I do. I help girls get healthier with health and fitness. A little bit about yourself, where you've struggled, how you can help people, and that way they like get to know you right away. So they don't even have to start watching your stories to figure out who you are. That's a great way for people to figure out, do I resonate with this person? Stories are where it's at. So show your personality for sure. Make sure when you're talking though on stories that you're talking loud, and like I have a tendency sometimes it'll end and it'll start to replay. And I'm like, oh my God, I was talking way too fast. So really just make sure you're enunciating, you're clear, that people can understand you. And you don't want to maybe go past like 3 or 4 stories, like clips at a time. Because after a while, people tend to swipe or go to the next one. Aim for 8 to 10 stories a day, like different times throughout the day, all different aspects of your life. So you really want to focus on like the 5 things in your news feed. And they should be like pretty and appealing. And stories is a little more of like where you can like be a little more raw, be a little more like, oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess right now. And like that's where people can really start to learn your personality. But the news feed should be like really pretty and eye-catching. And maybe you have like your hot mess and all that in your stories because then you can really like say like, oh my gosh, this is what's going on in my day, and people can get it. Then you having a picture that you look like you're gonna like die, on your newsfeed. It's like not super appealing. And using hashtags, different locations. So even on your stories, use hashtags on different locations. Like they don't have to be where you are. That's a great way to for people to find you as well. So just make sure you're talking loud, clear. If you're doing polls, that's a great thing to be doing. You want people to understand what you're talking about. Polls are a great way to create engagement. Even if you have a question about something, it doesn't have to be Beachbody related. Like if you have a question about like 2 different products or just anything that you're wondering about, instead of just saying like, oh, I've been wondering about this, let me know what you think, do a poll. And that way people can know. Ask people what they want to learn more about you. People do that a lot with polls. What do you want to hear more about? Health and fitness, my family, my husband, my kids, beauty, whatever your hobbies are. Like put those in the polls because people follow you for a reason. And I know there are lots of girls that I've asked to coaching and things like that, and they have told me no over and over, but they follow me. So they follow me for some reason. So they must like something I'm posting. So it's good to ask people because then you know more of what to do. And then, I had some screenshots of people on our team that I really like. So Shelby's is really, really cute. So what I liked about hers is you can see she has lots of different angles. So she has full body pictures. She has transformation photos. She has like a silly photo of her being herself, a beautiful mason jar picture, her and her husband, her pregnancy. So like you really can learn in those photos who she is. And I love that she has full body and far away and close-ups. Same with M. You can tell she loves the outdoors, has pictures with friends, her husband, talks about some drinks, looks like Energize, Shakeology. So again, has more than just selfies. Allison, same thing. It's the transformation photos. And you know what, guys? A tip I heard once was like, always use your best transformation photo, because new people are coming to your page all the time. So that's a great thing, is that like, that's very eye-catching. Katie's the same thing. There's food. She talks about her hair, full body photos. You know, so on mine, I do a lot, like Katie has like a picture of her journal, like talking about meditation, writing my goals down, affirmations. That's something I talk about a lot. So just really think about when you go to your page, having like, look at your newsfeed and just say, am I in most of them? Are they bright? Are they eye-catching? Do they make sense, or are they all over the place? And it's completely okay if they are, because we were all there one time. I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, what do I like for my filters? Does it flow? It's hard to like get it to be the way you love it. So it's definitely a work in progress. But where we're all trying to really grow on Instagram, I feel like when people come to your newsfeed, you just really want them to follow you and stay there. Again, make sure you have full body shots. So there's tripods. The Diva ring light is an investment. It's like $200, but it's a beautiful light that can make beautiful photos. Tripods, there's one that's like $10 on Amazon. They're definitely affordable. And just make sure people can see your environment. Again, you're selling the lifestyle. So when people can see what's going on around you, they're going to be like, oh, I want in on that. You saying, instead of like, oh, you know, this is my Energize, saying that like, oh my God, I had so much energy to crush my workout today and I'm getting these results. That makes more sense to someone than just saying like, oh, this is an energy drink. You know, talk about what it is that these are doing. Like for me, I can grab this shake and run out the door with my baby and know that I'm getting all the nutrients that my body needs, and not just saying, oh, I'm getting my superfood shake, you know, and having a picture of it. Really talking about like what these products do for you. Because it's true. If you see someone and you resonate with them and you want that lifestyle, it doesn't really matter what they're selling. You're like, oh, I would love to feel that way. So just think about that when you're posting. And then there's also outsourcing. A few of us have been outsourcing. My guy, and I know Allison started him, I've been getting like 750 followers or so a month. It ranges. So my goal was, I'm going to commit to a year. It's $80 a month, and just for a year to get to 10,000, and then you can get that swipe up feature. And then I figured I'd reassess and go from there. So that's something to consider if you're at a point where you're like, you feel like you're working a lot on Instagram to try to find people, because it kind of takes out of the equation for me to be looking for people. I still enjoy looking for girls through certain hashtags, because I feel like when I find someone that I resonate with, I get really excited, and then I know genuinely that I want to invite her to the business, that I found her myself. I'm excited to ask her to the business, and that it's going to be genuine because I found her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I love your feed. I think you'd be great at this. So I do love still doing that, but having, you know, an extra $750 to $1,000 a month that are seeing your stories is amazing. So if, you know, for me, that was the investment that I wanted to try. And I definitely think that it's been worth it. So that's something to consider as well. Either now, or maybe it's like a 2019 goal for yourself. So yeah, so that's it. That's what I had. And you guys have any questions, comments, any apps, if you guys know of anything else? I mean, for the most part, I use Microsoft Selfie and Snapseed are like my two filters I use that are pretty much for just lightening, brightening. Snapseed's really good has all different lightening and contrast and all that. But you just have to be careful. Like sometimes like I go to edit and then all of a sudden like real fast, it looks really edited and like too contrasty. And then sometimes I take the photo again to get it back to its original. So just keep that in mind. You don't want it to be too much. You want it to be natural and you, but just bright and appealing. So yeah.
And I just added, if you can't invest in the Diva ring light right now, there's those little ones that you clip onto your phone that work really well too. They're like $10 on Amazon, but it just gives you more light. That's what I use for my workouts.
They just recently came out with one that's like $60. It's like a desktop one. And I think it's just like this big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's a good tip too. Cause I was even like, I've been wanting to buy one for so long. And then I saw that one. I'm like, well, I don't know. If you're doing like food and pictures of things like that, the small one would be fine. Selfies, things like that. But if you want, I feel like for the tripod one's nice for full angle. And
Hey guys, it's Jen.
hey,
Hey,
She's alive.
I'm alive. I
Running
survived. I did not get eaten by a bear. My husband kept telling me, "Don't get eaten by a bear." I'm like, I don't know if there's any bears out here, but hey, I have a question. So, because I haven't really been, I started doing those highlights, and I just have like 2 highlights. So I know one of them, like what are the other, like, I guess, areas? I know, should we always do like an about me? I haven't done an about me little like button.
yeah, I think that an about you one is great. There's no way to add to your highlights without doing it in your stories, right?
Right.
That was my next question. Because I was like, crap, I forgot to add it to a highlight and it disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would you do? Would you, because like, would you just like set up like 2 days a week to add something about me, and that you could add, and because then it's gonna like be so programmed in
So
your
weird.
stories, right?
Like in your stories being like, oh my gosh, you can do like, it doesn't have to be true, but you can say like, oh, I saw I have like so many new followers, and just start blurting out like things about you.
Okay.
Like, oh, if you haven't followed me for a long time, if you're new to following me, I'm Jen, I do this, this, and this,
Right.
It's
Okay.
like you're kind of saying it for a reason.
Right.
Like, that you have new followers.
Yeah. And then once you add it to the highlights, like, because sometimes I'll see, like, I'll click on someone's highlights and it's just like, maybe there's only 2, but then maybe there's only then it goes on, there's like 30 highlights. Is there, not that, like, is there a way to delete them once they're in the highlights and then you add fresh ones? Or is there a limit on how many things you can add to the highlights?
I don't know if there's a limit. Some of mine have a lot, but you can go through and remove them, or edit them, or add them to a different thing. So I would just do kind of like what Stephanie said, and kind of go and like, oh, I have all these new followers, so I'm going to put these in my highlights, and then just start talking. And then your category should be like Steph was saying, like your 5 things that your Instagram's about. So mine's like about me, boss life, mom life, fit foodie, and fitness. And that's like what my whole Instagram is. And then my about me is actually just like random. It's not me talking. It's like me dancing to Justin Timberlake, and me and James, and me and Thor.
Right. Okay.
Sort of showing like little clips. But I like the talking idea too, as well.
Yeah. I just thought, like, it's not like in a day of like posting stories, like if I did like 3 or 4 different things in a row, or 3 or 4 different talking things, it might be kind of like weird.
Yeah, and you can do it over time.
Yeah,
Like
for a walk.
Who are you talking to?
you can always add to them. Like maybe tomorrow you talk about running.
Rebecca says hello. Do you see her?
I start my first day at college tomorrow.
She starts her first day at Harper's tomorrow. She's like, who are you talking to?
But yeah, like I would just add, like you could add your Ragnar stuff up onto a running.
Yeah,
one,
okay.
And like a day that you make food, add it to.
We had like little to like reception was really sketchy, so like I was kind of like posting stuff to my Facebook feed when I had like connection in the mountains and stuff like that, so it was kind of hard to do everything. So yeah, I was gonna post that, like a recap thing, and then add it to, I have a running story line, but I just wasn't sure too, like how it all worked and how many to have, because I've seen people like with so many, and I've seen
I've like, if I have had a bunch and then I add to it, sometimes I remove like the older ones, so it's just like if I have fresh ones, so I don't have a ton. Like transformations of your customers is really good, people on your team, because if you just have like a result one and people see all these different results, that can trigger people.
I like that too, for sure.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
and maybe typing out testimonials or something like that, and adding
or even just screenshotting them. Like if you see one, just screenshot it, and then you can just block out whatever, and you can share that as a photo.
Okay.
You don't have to type it out. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, for the most part, other than the about you one, like you don't even have to be talking like about a story, about a highlight. It's just like in your stories and then just add it, you know, like
Right.
it could be about it could be you working out, doing your workouts from home, or it could be you like talking about a product you like or something like that.
Okay.
So then it wouldn't be like, oh my God, she's just talking about her highlights all day. It wouldn't feel like that if the person's watching it other than the about you
Right.
one, you know, but if you,
Right.
oh my gosh, I saw I have so many followers, and then you just blurt it out. If people
Yeah.
want to watch it, they'll just, but you eventually
Yeah,
have to do it
definitely.
at some point to get them up there. So,
Cool.
but yeah. So, I mean, I would just say like, go to your Instagram and look at your page and just see like, just critique yourself and know that like, or ask like a fellow coach and be like, or ask Allison, be like, you know, what could I do better? What do you
Yeah.
think? And that way, like,
And I know it's all over. That's why I want to kind of get the highlights set up so then when I'm posting and doing the stories, I can really have it more like,
yeah, I mean, we all can get better. It's not like anyone has a bad feed, but it's something to focus on, I think, because it's a great way to build your business. So I think that the best you can have it, and investing, it might be in like a good light or a tripod, things like that. It's totally worth it. So, all right. Anything else?